Hello, everybody, and welcome back to It's Reading Comics. This week's episode 81, Fables, Volume 4. As always, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Share with your friends, your family, anybody that you want to. Hit the like, subscribe, share, whatever the happy button is on any streaming service that you're listening to. And as always, let's get into it.
And welcome to the best damn book club on the internet. My name's Ryan Talmadge. That's Davis Crocker. This is Two Idiots Reading Comics. And today is episode 81, Fables Volume 4.
That's right.
What is it, Toy Soldiers or something like that?
March of the Toy Soldiers.
March of the Toy Soldiers. Which didn't make a whole lot of sense until about halfway through.
It took about 200 pages to get there.
Yeah.
This is a long one for our continuous. The others have kind of had some filler issues that kind of
especially
just
Volume 3 has some filler in it.
That kind of just got you to the next story. But this one was 220 something pages of straight
main
story.
plot. Yeah. This one, like, last volume seemed like it just went like super fast. This one, like, I took all morning reading this.
Yes, this one most definitely
It was a heavy read.
Had some heavy reading in it.
Yeah. Well, let's get to all that stuff before we get too deep into it.
As always, we got our writer Bill Willingham, pencilers Mark Buckingham, Craig Hamilton, P. Craig Russell, inker Steve Lealoha, P. Craig Russell, Mark Buckingham, colorist Daniel Vozo, Laverne Kinzierski,
Yep.
and letterer Todd Klein.
Yeah. And you can tell we've got a football game to watch at 3:30 or at 3 because we almost went straight into it and didn't like any like friendly banter or anything like that.
Yeah.
For those of you that haven't figured it out yet, we bulk record these about once a month.
Yeah.
And right now it is December
4th.
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 And
December 4th. It's championship weekend in football right
Davis has a SEC championship that'll hopefully lose. So
it's a hopeful win.
Yeah, and I have a 5-way parlay that's not looking great right now.
Yeah,
that
Oklahoma
I could go
State's well, Utah ruined it last night, so you had to redo a new one. Now Oklahoma State's being ripped over the barrel right now.
Thank you for remembering not to curse in the first minute. But yeah, that's not what you came here to listen to. Just filling some time. No, this was ultimately good. Like I liked it. I just I've been so tired. I've been going. I think I've slept in my own bed 3 nights out of this past 2 weeks.
It's real fun, isn't it?
Yeah, and I was tired, and I don't even think I'm going to stay for the game. I might eat some buffalo dip and leave. So I can just go sleep.
Can't handle watching it with a Bama fan.
I don't think I can handle it. Watch it with you.
I think there's going to be a lot of cussing and drinking today, so
yeah,
it might get a little ugly.
Yeah. We did one time, and you were in Auburn, and luckily Auburn won that one, but me and my brother were very polite, and realizing that y'all were there, and y'all were very polite, knowing y'all were surrounded by Auburn fans.
It was the Iron Bowl, and it was that ending of that one got pretty tough.
Yeah. Y'all got out of there pretty quick though. That was awesome.
Yeah, I'm not hanging around.
Yeah, but all that being said, this ultimately ended up being a good story.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I was in like the right mindset or like excited to read it. But this was not like the climax to these first like 4, but like I guess the first like into the first chapter, maybe second chapter, somewhere in there.
I don't know. To me, I think this was a climax. I think this was the first mountaintop they've hit.
Yeah, definitely.
And now it's going to kind of the way it kind of ended. There's going to be a little excitement with Snow White having the babies.
Yeah.
But
also,
I think we're going to have a.
I would imagine the next one would be all about the election.
Which we all know Prince Charming's winning.
Probably.
There's no way he's not winning that.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then the next ones are going to be like the repercussions of him winning.
Right.
And then hopefully the adversary finally shows up at like just the inopportune time for the Fables and all that.
Yeah.
We're saying all this because we're probably going with a new continuous. We don't know what that is yet. But we don't want to oversaturate it like we did with Venom.
Yeah.
And so, but what were like some of the parts you liked about this?
I liked seeing the Adversaries army this time. We've never gotten a real drawing. We always see them as like shadows of these big hulking creatures, and they were just mindless goblins.
The first is part of the story where it was I guess
Red Riding Hood
and Blue story about like the last ship out.
Yeah.
And how everyone that was on that ship gathers once a year to remember the people that died so they could all escape and all that. And you just get like way more like a sense of like the Fable kingdoms from that than you ever did anything else.
Yeah, so you really get to see like their final stand in the Fable universe.
Yeah.
As Blue says to Snow White at the beginning, Snow White and Bigby and most of the Fables had been already in our world for 200 years or more, and so they kept holding the line in the Fable universe. And this fort at the
end of the
west of the sun, east of the moon is what they said. So middle of damn nowhere.
Yeah,
and their final stand, and the warriors that you always want, like I was always wondering, seeing them made me have a question in my head of, no duh, we haven't seen like the warriors in Fabletown,
like Robin Hood or whatever they called them.
Robin of Locksley, I think.
Robin of the Woods, and then
that woman.
The woman kept calling him Locksley. Never heard of the woman though.
No,
or like literally anyone else except the Red Cross Knight.
I've heard of the army, the two dueling army things. It's the whole kind of like the Virginia story tale of the two families that live on the side of the mountain.
I know you're talking about. I almost said the Montagues like it was Romeo and Juliet. That's not it.
But it's that same that kind of story.
McCoys.
Yeah, Hatfield and McCoy's, that same kind of idea. And of course, they come together to fight off the goblins. And I enjoyed seeing the actual army this time as actually drawn out.
Sure.
And of course, only one ship got out. Bluebeard, not Bluebeard,
was the owner of the ship.
It was the owner of the ship.
Yeah.
And you kind of realize that they give a little more of his story, or like that he was bribing, or not bribing, but guilting people to keep giving him money.
He's like,
even
remember,
after,
I got you all out on the last ship.
And his coffers that he had, that Boy Blue and King Cole were going through, were quite impressive. I mean, hundreds of bars of gold,
and he had
50-gallon drums of gold coins, and
he had like centuries of like him actually investing in like
Fable,
Monday, Monday stocks and stuff like that.
So he was definitely a charlatan, and and of course King Cole again wants to be greedy, and you're really starting to see how King Cole is just kind of he's also not a good leader.
Yeah, no.
But Charming also isn't going to be a good leader because he's going to turn into a socialist. He's just going to turn into a socialist and just give all the money away. Then they're going to run out of money.
I don't think Prince Charming's going to give all the money away. I think he's telling the people what they want to hear right now.
Yeah, that's true. He'll have to give money out to start and then just shut everybody off again.
Because, I mean, he sold his nobility.
But then he bought it back.
Well, Snow White and Bigsby made him buy it back.
That is true. Because Jack was...
Yeah.
I liked how Jack kind of... Again, the whole Boy Who Cries Wolf.
Yeah.
Jack finally got
that
today. Got that in this volume.
And when Snow White was like, you ever heard of the Boy Who Cries Wolf? And he was like, yeah, he lives up on the 7th floor.
Both of them, I don't know why in the drawing they show Snow White and Bigby just look away. That was nice.
You also get a little bit of callback to that filler from the last book where he puts on parts of his Civil War uniform.
He's wearing his Confederate cowboy hat.
Confederate.
He's wearing his bandoliers.
Yeah.
and
And
protecting, Pinocchio.
or possibly needing to kill Pinocchio. Pinocchio showed up. I knew it was going to be like a thick and dense story when they had the character list at the front.
And there was like
story.
20 characters. I think there was like 20 characters on it.
Yeah, and it was just like, here's all the people you're going to need to know for this story.
They even gave the security guard at the front door. Yeah. They show that he is the troll under the bridge.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Oh yeah.
I love seeing the two
the
troll,
beast and the troll,
the Bluebeard's assistant.
Yeah, who was a goblin. I guess that switched sides.
Yeah, seeing them Hulk out in better terms
really cool.
and try to take on the wooden army was fun.
Yeah, and the fact that the Beauty and the Beast spell is such a letter to like dotting I's and crossing T's, letter to the law. He's only a man as much as she loves him.
Yeah,
and so he had to go piss off, or he sent Prince Charming to piss off Beauty so that he could be the Beast and fight.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Having the farm come back and come down and fight.
Mm-hmm. I know this is a Vertigo title, but every time, just because it's fairy tales, every time they do something a little bit vulgar, it just blindsides me. Yeah,
and you like see Red multiple times Red Riding Hood and Boy Blue were just naked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then every time I see the baby bear from the Three Little Bears, all I can think about is Goldilocks being a bestiality fiend.
Now, when did you start picking up that Red Riding Hood? The second time we see Red Riding Hood, when did you pick up that something's not right? Or were you pretty much like, this is too similar to the way the story started?
I just was caught off guard because I was like, that was such a bitchy thing to do. Like when she's like, I thought you were dead.
You left
and
me
now you realize, oh, it's because
she needed to make a separation.
Yeah, and it was like she talked about like how the real Red Riding Hood talked about him as if he did die.
Yeah,
and so she was genuinely shocked that he was alive.
Right,
and then that was such a weird thing. Is like to get mad about. Is like, you left me for dead, and he's like, he thought you were on the boat.
Yeah.
So like that's your own fault.
Both of you fucked up in that situation. Yeah. And then when she was in King Cole's room, and he said Bigby was there, and then she just runs away.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, things are getting. She's being. If you were watching this in like a TV show, I would imagine the actress being very overdramatic.
Yeah.
Very.
No, when Bigby laid it out, where apparently Bigby went and fought in the World Wars.
Yeah.
But he talked about how like if anyone ever tried to cross over, you basically had to like, all right, you're going to go fight everybody or your own people.
Yeah, they're going to
shoot just to prove you're not a spy or whatever. Yeah. And when he laid that whole thing out, it was like, oh yeah, that would explain why she's acting so weird.
Which at first I didn't see this Red Riding Hood becoming a witch, and using the original Red Riding Hood skin as just a farce.
Yeah, no, I definitely thought it was like they had turned after what happened to American Vampire.
Yeah,
I was like, anybody can be turned at any time. Yeah. There's no loyalty in any comic book.
I thought even the original, the first issue that we saw, Red Riding Hood was a double agent.
Really?
Until they reveal that this Red Riding Hood is a witch, after Boy Blue figures that out after having sex with her.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
yeah, no, it wasn't the same.
Take what you can get.
And they fuck him up.
Yeah.
The witch and these new created wooden soldiers.
Oh yeah, we also find out Geppetto is being forced to make toy.
I don't think so. I'm thinking Geppetto isn't being forced. I think he's either the adversary or he is willingly doing this.
I don't know. Geppetto seemed like a good guy.
But if you're being forced to make something to kill your people that you still love, and you know they're going over into the Mundy world and will probably never return, why not create a weakness? Why not, like the Death Star, why not put a chink in the armor to allow your friends, who you would still think you would be loyal to,
I don't know.
I think he's the adversary. If not the adversary, I think he is willingly doing it.
If I was writing it, I mean, it had to be somebody bigger than than Geppetto.
But also, wouldn't it be a cool out of left field Geppetto?
I feel like it would be a Brandon Stark. Is what it would feel like.
It would, but it would. I don't know.
Really, him?
Yeah, him. But I don't. To me, I don't think he was doing it forced. I don't think he was being forced to do it.
I could see that.
And the way they wanted to. Now, granted, I do get why they wanted to bring back Pinocchio, because I mean he's the original creation of Geppetto.
Yeah, I guess I could see that as like, why would the adversary care if they brought back Pinocchio or not? If he's already got his toy army,
right?
Okay.
So why would I don't know? But that toy army, holy shit!
Oh, they were so annoying.
Now
it made when they finally revealed that those were, I was like, are they counting the Matrix as a fable? Because they all look like Agent Smith, and I'm just like, oh, it's the toy soldiers. They were annoying as shit.
Yeah.
Especially when they were calling everybody meat. I was just like, this makes no sense.
Now, something that got odd when they were doing the burial ceremony and all the fables.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Don't they come back to life?
Apparently not if they're dumped down this well.
Okay, but I'm pretty sure Baby Bear could be brought back to life.
Because
that's a popular enough fable.
Because in King Cole's sermon, he goes, in time, hopefully you can find resurrection in this world. But then at the same time, when they dump the air quote Red Riding Hood body down the well, they go, well, she can never be reborn. Like, she can never come back from
also Prince Charming brings up a lie that all the secret police mice were killed during battle.
So you think it was a lie too?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are all the people that got murdered in Volume 3.
Yeah. I think he murdered the rest of them too.
Oh, probably.
All the ones that were helping him, I think he murdered them
for sure.
to cover up everything.
Yeah. No.
Cool. I'm glad you saw that too, because I was like,
if they did that, why wouldn't they show it? Because I mean,
we saw that was a very big.
We saw so many like lesser known characters get shine in this in like Volume 4.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't they show that?
Yeah, I thought that was it's a very large lie.
Oh yeah,
him covering his tracks.
No, I don't trust Prince Charming as far as I can throw him. So,
but what else was what else was a highlight for you in this?
I completely forgot about the raven that can breathe fire, and suddenly that looks way cooler than a dragon breathing fire.
Yeah,
I was like,
that was so cool.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
But at the same time, they light the wooden army on fire, and it's
hardwood. I was sitting there screaming. I was like, why didn't we just bring flamethrowers? It's all we needed. And then come to find out, and they're made of hardwood, so they'll burn for like forever before they do any real damage.
So that was because as soon as they said fire, like release the crow dragon, I was like, oh, why was that not step one?
Yeah.
Like, why not start with that?
Yeah.
And then you find out why they tied it all together pretty well.
Now, do you think they're going to try to like reprogram or something the toy soldiers?
Oh, most definitely.
Because why else would you keep all the bodies? And
most definitely. They're gonna try to to reanimate them. Well, they are animated.
Yeah.
But to
like
make them turn
on their side. Yeah.
And I think Pinocchio is going to be a big key to that.
Yeah. They're going to try to get him back to life.
If they bring him back to life, I think they're going to use him as their new leader.
Mm-hmm.
And the shocking at the end is that the Red Riding Hood witch is still there.
Yeah, and only the gingerbread house witch and Bigby know about it. So
that's probably going to cause a lot of fucking problems.
Yeah, it's going to be like right when everybody's like, well, why shouldn't Bigby lead and all that? And then they'll be like, oh, well, actually, he's been keeping that person captive over there.
And he's had all the damn wooden soldiers' heads the whole time.
Yeah. Although I think that's public knowledge.
Is that
Boy Blue knows about it.
That's true.
But yeah.
Now, when Snow White was being a very dickish boss, which, I mean, they were about to go into war and you kind of needed to be, to the witches.
Oh, I thought she was going to go, like, do something to fuck up Snow White and just fuck up everything.
I thought she was too.
But I guess she sensed the other witch.
Yeah. Well, she said she sensed her when the chicken house.
Oh yeah.
When it went wild. I don't remember when it went wild
that
before.
fable.
I have no idea.
Like I vaguely remember.
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
Something like that. And
but I remember there was some fable about a chicken house. But I can't remember it.
I didn't know it was a witch.
And I didn't bother Googling it, so.
But I thought, I was sitting there, I was like, oh, well, she just ruined the witches are about to turn against them. And, but at the same time, if they did, then they would also lose their protection. It's a weird symbiotic relationship that Fabletown is.
Do you trust witches?
Oh, not exactly. Again, not as far as I can throw Charming, but I don't think they would have turned then.
Oh, yeah, no.
I think they will turn, especially if they keep getting treated poorly.
I don't know. But I'm not sure. But this was it was a good book. I'm glad we made this a continuous.
Oh, most definitely.
Definitely probably pick it back up at some point. Like we said, we just don't want to oversaturate it.
We don't want a Venom 2.0.
Yeah, so we're going to a new continuous. Not sure what it's going to be. We'll post that whenever we post what we're going to be reading for February. And
go follow us on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and
Two Idiots RC, or on YouTube and Facebook, Two Idiots Reading Comics,
and you'll see what's coming out for the next month.
That being said, next week is a small indie I'd never heard of, and before I was just scrolling through Comixology. We're going to be reading Volume 1 of Copperhead. So go pick that up, read it, and then come listen to the show next Tuesday. Any final thoughts there, Dave?
That's it for me.
Okay. We'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.